Check, check, check. Mike, Mike, Mike. I think we might be live. Guys, let me know. Are we live? Talk to me. Hey, Adelmana. Let me know. Can you hear me? Hello, Fashion Diva. Hello, Abdullah Islam. Hello, Lasu Eid Mubarak. Even though I know maybe not everybody's celebrating today, but hello, Unknown. Beautiful LA. Guys, let me know, who do I have here with me? I can see there's 15 of us already. Things we love to see. Guys, drop a little wavy emoji in the chat. Drop a little lightning bolt emoji in the chat. Drop a little hi in the chat. Let me know, how's your day been? It's going to be a good session this evening. Adele said Eid finished yesterday. Okay. Oh, sorry, Amelie. Sorry, Amelie. Yeah, I got in trouble for that. Sorry. Hello, Maria. Hello, Tia. Hello, Unknown. OB2KO. LAS1, you said you were going to fast. Did you try? Guys, I did try. I did it. I actually did it on one of the days where I had a live stream as well. On one of the Live Academy lives on Thursday. And what an experience. What an experience. All I can say is more power, more respect. Guys, that is tough. No water. I've done no food a couple of times. I did a 3-day water fast one time, so no food, only water. Yeah, no food, only water for 3 days. And that was awesome. That was awesome. But this was way harder. No food and no water for basically sunlight hours, guys, was tough. I got mad respect for you guys doing it. It was difficult. It was difficult. Yeah, to keep calm, to keep composed, to keep like being productive and moving things forwards, and also to stay happy while you're doing it is tough. So tough. But yeah, when you guys do that, it's really amazing. Abdullah said it's so tough revising while fasting. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I found my live stream tough as well. My mouth was so dry. Okay, team, we are going to get going at 35 past, 3 more minutes, and we're going to get going with the paper. Today, we're going to be doing the November 2017 June paper 2. As per usual, if you're doing AQA, this is still really beneficial. AQA and EdXL are very similar. They're based on the same content. The reason we're doing such an old paper and a November paper is because A, a lot of the other ones we're saving for the exam time, but B, also, all of the papers cover all of the same content. So this is one that not too many people will have done already, just because it's from way back when. So yeah, Tesney said, hey, I'm late. Sorry. Hey, Tesney, you're not late at all. Guys, I thought today we could do a little setups thing as well. So last year, I asked people to submit photos of their setups. So photos of like me on the screen teaching the maths with like their desk or their TV. Someone had it in an Apple Vision Pro. And it just creates a bit more of a community feel, and then I can show them on the live next week. So if you want to do that, I can definitely do that. Take some submissions in at the end. I can stay around for an extra 5 or 10 minutes today as well. I don't have to dash off. So it's yeah, that should be fun. That should be fun. People loved it last year. Guys, 2 things we need to do as well before we get started. Number 1, please can you let me know if you can hear my music? We have some beautiful Afro beats on. But if you guys can hear it, I'm going to get done for copyright. So I'm going to be quiet for about 10 seconds. Please all turn your volume up to maximum. Let me know, can you hear the music? And if you see me bobbing my head up and down, that is why I'm bobbing, because I got the tunes playing. So thank you, LA. Thank you, Tesney. Thank you, everybody. Next thing is, please can we do a clap test? I just want to check that there's no delay on the stream. Normally there's no delay. There's pretty much always no delay. But if there is like a couple of seconds, I just want to know. So the clap test, basically, get ready to type clap in the chat. And when I clap my hands, I'm going to count down from 3 and then clap my hands. When I clap them, please hit enter and put it in the chat. So if everybody, there's 40 of us at the moment, If everybody could get ready to type clap and just hit enter when you hear me clap. Okay, counting down now. 3, 2, 1, clap. Let's see. Do we have a delay? Yeah, no delay. Beautiful. Oh, guys, everybody's in here. Hello, Zane Soft. Hello, Zara. Hello, Sarah or Zara. Hello, hi, Unknown, Eden, Amrin, Amelie, Rose, Zaina, Sharin, Love Karaoke, Adele. I can see a lot of the regulars on here. Alki, Gracie, Sam, Soft, Tesney, Darlington, User DI2, and everybody else. Guys, let's get cooking. Without further ado, question number 1 on the screen. If you're new, welcome. The format is simple. I'll give you a little bit of time to go through each of the questions, and then I'll go through the answers when people are ready for it. You're going to get by far the most benefit out of this session if you do the paper along with me. Some of you will be on the bus, some of you will be on the train, probably not the train, but maybe the bus. So you might not be able to write them down. In that case, at least think about how you would do it. Today we have a calculator paper. So I'm going to be putting things into my calculator as we go. And great question from Sam says, how long are these streams? These streams are 1 hour. So I go live every Monday, 5:30 till 6:30 for free on YouTube for 1 hour. I also have a platform which does live streams, a full foundation paper every Wednesday, a full higher paper every Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So if you want more, that's the place to go, MyGCSEMaths.com. But the free social media ones every Monday, 5:30 till 6:30. We're out here doing the work. We're out here doing the work. I know I said last week that the price was going to increase for the Live Academy. It's still the same because I have not had time to update it. But the 2 hours or 2 sessions a week lives are starting this week. So Wednesday, Thursday this week. So if you sign up now, you're still going to get in with the lucky price. Okay, team. Question number 1. What do we think for this one? Answers in the chat when you're ready. And we're going to go through it. What are we saying? LA says, can you do the 2025 paper one day? Absolutely. We definitely will closer to exams. Yep, I can see some answers going in the chat. Question number 1 then, guys. Let's have a look. It says solve 5x minus 6 equals 3 bracket x minus 1 bracket. So we have a solving equations question. What that means is we need to find the value of x. How do we do it? When we have brackets like this, well, step number 1, we expand the brackets. Step number 2, we rearrange to get the x on its own. So let's start off by expanding these brackets. On the left-hand side, I'm going to copy down the 5x minus 6. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to do 3 times by x. That's 3x. And then I'm going to do 3 times by minus 1. That's minus 3. Step number 2, let's move all of the x's to the left-hand side, all of the numbers or the other numbers to the other. So I'm going to move this 3x to the left by minusing 3x from both sides. So minus 3x and minus 3x. On the left-hand side, we have 5x minus 3x is 2x. So 2x minus 6 equals minus 3. Next step, let's move this minus 6 to the other side. Then we're closer to having the x on its own. We're going to have 2x equals minus 3 plus 6 is positive 3. And now to finish off and get the x on its own, we can divide both sides by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. And we're going to get that x is equal to 3 over 2. X is equal to 3 over 2, which we could leave as a fraction like that. Or we could simplify and write it as 1.5. Our answer to question 1, team, 1.5. Good work. Question 2. Let's have a look at this one. Also definitely worth doing. These percentage profit questions are coming up quite a lot, or have been coming up quite a lot in the last few years. So we'll do this one as well. That's okay, Blocks. No worries at all. Hopefully he's better soon. Couple of people asking if it's a foundation paper or a higher paper. This is a higher paper, and I've actually pinned the link on MyGCSEMaths.com. So can somebody let me know, please, if that link is working that I pinned? That link should take you to the paper. Question 2. What do we think, guys? Emily buys a pack of 12 bottles of water. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Ibrahim. Guys, I am extremely pleased to say that by the end of this week, I'm going to have worksheets for every single topic and also mixed practice worksheets, 100 of them for every grade on the website by the end of this week. I'm not going to give the announcement yet. That's just a little bit of a warm up. I'm going to do the announcement next Monday once everything's actually up there. But MyGCSEMaths.com is officially going to be the place to go. Trust me. Sarah said, is it free? The worksheets, yes, are going to be free in the videos. But nothing's up there yet. Nothing's up there yet. Okay, question 2 then, guys. Let's have a look. What can we do? Question 2. It says, Emily buys a pack of 12 bottles of water. The pack costs £5.64. Emily sells all 12 bottles of water for 50 pence each. Work out Emily's percentage profit. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. Percentage profit, how do we do it? Well, what this basically means is we need to work out our profit as a percentage of our costs. Now, how do we do that? Well, we're going to have to do our profit divided by our costs times by 100. So this is the percentage profit formula. But then we need to actually work out our profit. We know the costs are £5.64, but what about the profit? Well, profit is the money we have coming in minus the money we have going out. We know 12 bottles of water are being sold for 50 pence each. So we can do 12 bottles times by 0.5 pounds is equal to £6. You can do that on the calculator. And then we can do £6 minus our costs of £5.64. Again, do this on the calculator, and you're going to get 36 pence. You're going to get 36 pence. Now, what we need to do is use our formula, profit over costs times by 100. So we're going to do 0.36 over 5.64 times by 100. This one I'm definitely going to do on the calculator. Let me pull it out. 0.36 divided by 5.64 equals this times 100. And we're going to get 6.38, 6.38, etc. But it does say to give it to 1 decimal place. So we're going to round this to 1 decimal place. I'll just switch to orange. Rounding to 1 dp is going to give us 6.4. Because we look at the number after the first decimal place, it's an 8. So we round up, turn the 3 into a 4, and bosh, there we go. Nicely done, team. Hey, NJ, welcome to the chat. Guys, question number 3. Let's do this one together. Let's do this one together. So everybody have a quick read of this and see what you think. So, Hasmeet, what a name, walks once around a circle with a diameter of 80 meters. There are 8 points equally spaced on the circumference. Find the distance that Hasmeet walks between one point and the next point. I'll actually give you a minute or two to think about this. Ibrahim says, this looks very confusing. Let's see, Ibrahim. It does look confusing. I completely agree. Hopefully, after I go through it, it's going to be nice and clear. Guys, I've got a throwback of a tune on. You know the song More Life and More Blessings? This was a bop a few years ago. Absolute bop a few years ago. Yeah, Tesney's confused, says, but it depends on where he goes. What? Okay, team, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's try and make this clear. And guys, if you don't know how to do this now, but understand it after I go through it, please let me know in the chat by writing "get it now" after I teach it, because I really love it when you don't get something, but then get it after I go through it. That's the sound of progress. That's the best kind of sound. Okay, question 3 then. It says, Hasmeet walks once around a circle with a diameter of 80 meters. Okay, diameter of 80 meters. We can draw that on if we want. So the diameter, remember guys, is all the way across the circle. There are 8 points equally spaced on the circumference. Instantly I'm thinking, how do I work out my circumference? I know it's pi times by diameter. Find the distance that Hasmeet walks between one point and the next point. Well, we know that there are 8 points, and we know that they are equally spaced on the circumference. In other words, the total distance around the circle, the circumference, is going to be divided between those 8 points, because each of them are the same. So we can basically work out the circumference and then divide it by 8. We may or may not know that the formula for circumference is circumference equals pi times by diameter. In this case, diameter is 80, so we can say that it's 80 pi. And then we can divide this by 8, so we can do 80 pi divided by 8. Now, if you type this into your calculator, it would give you 10 pi, and that is the correct answer. If you wanted to, you could convert this into a decimal. You would get 31.4 to 1 decimal place. Either one is going to be okay there. Pretty sure they give you the units. Yeah, there you go. So they give you the units, so you don't need to worry about it. But it would be meters if we did it. Either one is okay there. What do we think, team? Cruzzo Flow says, I get it now. Brilliant, Cruzzo. What about part B then, guys? I'm going to go through this one directly. So this one says 4 of the points are moved as shown in the diagram below. Hasmeet walks once again around the circle. Has the mean distance that Hasmeet walks between one point and the next point changed? You must give a reason for your answer. What do we think for this one, guys? Let me know. Ah, great. Cruzzo says, I get it now. User says, I get it now. Soft says, I get it now. Ah, brilliant, guys. Thank you for letting me know. Guys, what is it then? Does it change? Let me know in the chat. What's your instinct? Does it change? Tesney says, Hasmeet needs to go to sleep and stop walking. Nice foot transport. Guys, the distance... I'm not gonna say the answer until somebody puts it in the chat. Somebody do it for everybody. Does the distance change? Okay, we have an answer in there. We have 2 answers in there. A couple of people saying distance changes. Yo, Hassan, good to have you, man. Some people saying it does. Some people say it doesn't. Guys, the answer is it doesn't change. So the average doesn't change. So average doesn't change. Now, why doesn't the average change? The average doesn't change because we have the same distance. So we have the same distance in total, and we have the same number of points. So if we think about it, the overall distance is still just being split between 8 points. So the overall mean doesn't change. Now, this one we can see is longer than the ones previously, and this one will be shorter, but they balance each other out because it's the same overall distance and the same overall number of points. Good job if you got that one, team. We are now going to move on to question number 4. Let's see what we can do. Question number 4. Any questions for that last one? Let me know. Love Karaoke. Good job. Says, oh, I understand. So the answer would be no, as the overall distance is the same. Correct. Exactly right. Hassan says, makes sense now. Awesome. Question number 4. Let's see what we can do. Mr. Loyan says, how's your evening, sir? Thank you for asking. My evening has been very good, especially since I started the stream. I've had a busy day making worksheets for you guys, which has been very rewarding and hopefully you find useful. I'm about to upload a few hundred worksheets to the website, actually more than a few hundred, to be honest. But I don't want to do any spoilers. So I've been grinding the past few days, but it's been good. It's been good. Okay, few answers going in the chat. Good work, Amelie. Good work, Cruzzo. Good work, Gracie. Okay. Team, let's have a look. Question number 4. It says there are only blue cubes, yellow cubes, and green cubes in a bag. there are twice as many blue cubes as yellow cubes and 4 times as many green cubes as blue cubes. Hannah takes at random a cube from the bag. Work out the probability that Hannah takes a yellow cube. Classic ratio and probability question. Step number 1, we're going to write out our information as ratios really clearly. And then we're going to take it from there. We're actually going to have to combine the ratios and then work out our probability. So what do we know? Well, we know there are twice as many blue cubes as yellow cubes. So we could say that the ratio of yellow to blue is 1 to 2. Because what this basically means is that there's twice as many blue as yellow. The number for blue is twice the number for yellow. But what about green to blue? Well, we know there are 4 times as many green to blue. Now I'm going to write it this way round. Blue to green. You can write it either way round. I'm just going to write it like this and you'll see why. So 4 times as many green as blue. Well, let's say that there are 2 blue cubes. So we keep the number of parts and the ratios the same. How many green cubes would there be? 4 times as many green as blue. So if there are 2 blue, there are going to be 8 green. Now what we can do is we can actually combine these into one ratio because we already have the same number of parts for blue. Let's say that instead you did 1 to 4 for your blue to green, which is okay. Then you would just need to scale it up to get the 2 in common. And then you could combine them. So now we can write it as one ratio, yellow to blue to green. We know that when blue is 2, green is 8, and yellow is 1. What's the probability that Hannah takes a yellow? Well, probability from a ratio, we do how many parts are in our group that we need over how many parts we have in total. How many parts in the group we need? Well, there's 1 yellow. So we have 1 part yellow over total number of parts. We have 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 8 is 11. So we have 1 over 11. Good work, Foot Transport. Good work, Zane. Good work, Mr. Loyand. Zara. Great work, guys. Fantastic. Okay, team, let's keep moving. We're going to skip this one just because it's a bit awkward to do on the stream, but we will do question number 6, and then we'll probably do question number 7 as well. Okay. Hello, Ayush Chowdhury says, hey teacher, I'm following you since a year now, but wondering if this will still be applicable when I'm doing IGCSE extended maths and not only GCSE. I'm not sure with the IGCSE extended, if that's like GCSE further. If IGCSE extended is GCSE further, which I don't think it is, but if it is, then no, because this is GCSE regular maths. But if it's kind of the regular IGCSE math, then yeah, it is still applicable. The content for IGCSE and regular GCSE is like 90% similar. So yeah, you're all good. IGCSE does have a little bit extra stuff, like differentiation and that kind of stuff, but it's still all going to be super helpful. Okay, answers in the chat. Let's see. Yep, good work, Zane, Cruzo, love karaoke. Let's have a look then. Nice. You guys beat me to that one. So question 6. This one says p to the power of 3 times by p to the power of x equals p to the power of 9. Find the value of x. So this is a bit of a play on our laws of indices questions. We've been told that when we times this by this, we get this. What do we know about indices and powers? We know that when we have a base to a power times the same base to another power, we add the powers. In other words, this number plus this number has to be this number. So we can say that 3 plus x equals 9, and this means that x is equal to 6. What about B, guys? Answers in the chat for me real quick. Answers in the chat. What do we think for part B? Yep, Foot Transport's the first person in the chat. Exactly. Part B is 5. Now, why is part B 5? Part B is 5 because when we have a base to a power and we raise the whole thing to another power, we multiply the powers. What that tells us is that this number, the 2, times by this, the y, must be this, the 10. So we can set up an equation. 2 times by y equals 10. Divide both sides by 2, y equals 5. Part C. Part C. Definitely the toughest part yet. Good work, Zion. Good work, User. Good work, Unknown. Good work, Leishi, Mariam, Gracie, Lil Faye. Nice work, team. How are we going to do this one, though? Definitely the trickiest one yet for this particular question. And it's a show that question. So I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to go through it. Oh, can't see the previous question cleanly. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go through it, and then I'm going to go through it. Caramel 4 says, yep, tricky. Definitely trickiest. Definitely trickiest. Love Karaoke says C is confusing. Yeah. To be honest, though, guys, they do actually, in recent years, they have been bringing this type of problem up a fair bit. So it's good to go through. Let's have a look then, guys. Let's have a look. Part C. The question says that 100 to the power of A times by 1000 to the power of B can be written in the form 10 to the power of W. Show that W equals 2A plus 3B. Now, there's a lot of different things going on here, a lot of different letters, a lot of different kind of components that we could start thinking about. The thing that I want you to focus in on is this. 100 to the power of A times 1000 to the power of B can be written in this form. That's a telltale sign that you're going to have to write it in that form. So how can we write these as 10 to the power of something, first of all? Well, if we notice, or if we look, we might notice that 100 is 10 squared and 1000 is 10 cubed. So we can actually write 100 to the power of A as 10 squared, which is 100, to the power of A. And we can write 1000 to the power of B. Well, 1000 is 10 cubed. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So 10 cubed to the power of B. And this is in the form, or it's going to be in the form 10 to the power of something. Let's simplify it a little bit further. Base to a power raised to another power, we times the powers. So 10 to the power of 2A times by 10 to the power of 3B. Next step, well, when we have base to a power and we times it by the same base to another power, we add those powers together. So we're going to have 10 to the power of 2A plus 3B. Now this is in the form 10 to the power of W, because the W is our power, and we can see that we get the match. The power 2A plus 3B is the power of W. Team, let me know, did that make sense? Do we get it now? Caramel 4 said, why do you make it so easy? Only because it's my job to help you guys out with these. It's a tough one. Definitely a tough one. NJ, good to have you on. Thank you very much for coming as per usual. Good luck with the econ revision. Foot Transport said, thank you so much. I get it now. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Guys, would you like to do question 7 or would you like to skip it? I'm thinking it's a bit awkward to do because you're going to need pen and paper for this one. But maybe you're thinking, oh, how do I do it? Let's do a quick poll in the chat. Would you like me to do question 7? Start poll. Shall we do Q7? Yes, no. Guys, have a quick vote for me because I know some of you might clock off if I do go through it. It's a 5 marker, so it's a good question. Let me know in that little poll. Okay, I can see instantly that more people are going to be saying yes. Great to see a few more of us on the stream as well. 67 of us. Community is building. Things we love to see. Come on, Floor said, we'll get the pen and paper, dude. That is good to hear. Okay, let me just go back to question 7. Guys, please do not put 6, 7 in the chat. If you do, after about 10 seconds from now, you'll get muted. That is all I'm going to say. Even though I know there's 67 people on here. Question 7. Guys, before anybody's wondering, this is not Red Bull. Even though it's a blue can, it's not Red Bull. Somebody just put that in the chat, so I thought I'd have to clear it up. I'm not a fan of Red Bull, that's for sure, for sure. Good work, Amelie. Couple of people saying, can we get started? Let me know, guys, if you're ready. And we'll go through it. I'll give you a little bit of a hint, which is we're trying to work out CDA, which is this angle down here. So I'll call that X. We know this height is 6. And we know from our knowledge of trigonometry that if we can work out either this side or this side, then we have enough information to use SOHCAHTOA. That's what I'll say. Okay, team, I can see a few answers going into the chat. Let's have a look then at question number 7. I did give a little bit of a hint, but it really won't have done or made too much of a difference probably. So let's have a look. Question 7. ABCD is a trapezium. Okay, work out the size of angle CDA. CDA is this angle down here. CDA. If we draw a line between them, we can see that it's this angle down here. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. Now, I already mentioned this, but I'll just mention it again, which is that I've spotted that if we draw a line down here, we can make a right angle triangle. Now, if we have a right angle triangle, instantly I'm thinking, okay, well, I need an angle. I have a right angle triangle. Maybe I can use trigonometry. Maybe I can use SOHCAHTOA. I also look and I see that I already have the height of the trapezium. The trapezium has a height of 6. Now I'm thinking, okay, in order to use SOHCAHTOA, I need 2 side lengths if I want to work out an angle. So either I need this one or I need this one. I can see pretty clearly that this one is going to be easier to work out. I can see that the whole length of the bottom is 24 and the length of this top is 10. Now what that means is that this little part plus this part is going to be equal to 14 because it's the difference between this 10 at the top and the whole 24 at the bottom, and 24 take 10 is 14. Now I'm thinking, well, if I can work out this one, I can take it away from the whole 14 to work out this one, then I can use my trig. So let's get cooking. How do I work out this side length here? Well, I have a right angle triangle. I have 2 sides, and I need the third side, so I can use Pythagoras' theorem. Pythagoras' theorem tells us that a squared equals b squared plus c squared, or a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I don't know why I wrote it like that, but it's the same thing. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, where our c is our hypotenuse, and then our a and our b are our other 2 sides. So what I can do is I can substitute my values in, and I'm going to call this one down here a, and then we can find that out. So we're going to have a squared plus height is 6 squared is equal to 7.5 squared. Now I can rearrange this. A squared equals 7.5 squared minus 6 squared, and then square root both sides. A is equal to the square root of 7.5 squared minus 6 squared. Now I'm just going to type this into the calculator. So the square root of 7.5 squared minus 6 squared, and that is going to give me 4.5. 4.5. So I know that this side length here is 4.5. Now we already said that this side length here plus this side length here has to be 14. So I'm going to do 14 minus the 4.5, 14 minus the 4.5 to work out the side length down at the bottom. That is going to give us 9.5. And now that I have this, I can actually see that I have a trigonometry situation. We have a right angle triangle with a base of 9.5, height of 6, and we need the angle. So I'm just going to redraw my triangle quickly. So I'm going to go, okay, well, I have a right angle triangle, base of 9.5, height of 6, angle here of x. Now I'm going to label my side lengths. We have the opposite side, we have the adjacent side, and we have the hypotenuse, opposite the right angle. I'm going to write out my so-car tower. So car tower. And I can see that the question involves the opposite side, which we have, and also the adjacent side, which we have. Now, which one involves the opposite and the adjacent? It's tan, because that has the O and the A. So what we can do is we can say tan of my angle, tan theta, equals opposite over adjacent. Then we can plug our sides in. Opposite is 6, adjacent is 9.5, and our angle is x. So we have tan x equals 6 over 9.5. And now to work out the value of x, what do? Well, what's the opposite of tan x? We do tan to the minus 1. So we have x equals tan to the minus 1 of 6 over 9.5, which I can now type into my calculator. So shift tan, or tan to the minus 1, inverse tan, of 6 over 9.5, and that gives 32.275 dot dot dot. Let's go back to the question, and it does ask it to one decimal place, so we're going to round this to 32.3 to 1 dp. Guys, let me know, how did we find that one? Good work, Sam. Good work, Carmel. Good work, Valerio. Guys, great work. Hopefully the description made sense. If there's anybody who didn't get that, but it makes sense for now, please let me know. Because that's why we're here, guys. That's why we're doing this, to make progress. Nice, Sarah. Good work, Aki. Banana split, I can definitely talk a bit about that later. 100%. Okay, let's keep moving, guys. Let's go through question number 9 next. Let's go through question number 9. Lay said, I low-key enjoyed this question. That's so good to hear. I mean, that was quite a satisfying question for 5 marks. Tough, of course, 5 marker, right? But good job. Good job, Rover. Good job, Sarah. Yep, do the question. Love Karaoke said, do we do the question? You absolutely do. What do we think for this one? Can we get a little answer in the chat for me when you're ready? What do we think, guys? These ones in general, people find pretty tough. Question number 9, team. I can see a few answers going in the chat. Somebody's saying inverse proportion. Absolutely. And then, guys, after this question, we are going to have a 3 to 4 minute break. After this question, we're going to have a 3 to 4 minute break. What do we think? I've not seen that many answers in the chat, considering there's 64 of us. Let's get a little ready in the chat for me if you're ready. Maybe you don't know the answer and you're just waiting for me to go through it. Aki said, why has everyone got different answers? Absolutely. Few different answers in the chat. Some 61.5, some 24.6s, some 20.5s. Guys, this one's dividing opinion, eh? This one's dividing opinion. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Okay, question number 6. It says, yesterday it took 5 cleaners 4.5 hours to clean all the rooms in the hotel. There are only 3 cleaners to clean all the rooms in the hotel today. Each cleaner is paid £8.20 for each hour or part of an hour they work. How much will each cleaner be paid today? Okay, well, what do we think? This is a classic applied or real world inverse direct proportion question. Basically, what they've done is they've changed the number of cleaners that we have available. This comes up a lot in the context of, for example, the number of taps which are pouring water, the number of people working on something. So how do we do it? Well, the first thing that we do in this case is we work out, okay, what is the total number of hours required to clean the place? If we have 5 cleaners and each of them is working 4.5 hours, we essentially have 5 times by 4.5 hours of work being done to clean the rooms in the hotel. It's like if there was one person, it would take 5 times as long as if there were 5 people, right? So we start off by working out how long it would take one person. So we could say 5 cleaners take 4.5 hours. To work out the amount of time for one cleaner, so one cleaner would take 5 times as long, right? So one cleaner would take 4.5 times by 5, which is going to be 22.5 hours. Let me just double check that. I don't want to make any silly mistakes. 4.5 times 5. Yep, 22.5 hours. But we don't have one person, do we? We have 3 people. So we're going to divide this 22.5 hours of work between the 3 people. So we can say 3 cleaners would take 22.5 divided by 3, which is going to be equal to 22.5 divided by 3. Yeah, I thought so. 7.5 hours. Beautiful. So they're each going to take 7.5 hours. Now let's have a look at this. The question says each cleaner is paid that much money not only for the time that they take, oh, didn't mean to do that, not only for the time that they take, but also for the parts of the hours. Because it says each cleaner is paid £8.20 for each hour or part of an hour that they take. So they take 7 hours and half an hour. So in total, they're going to be paid for 8 hours. So they're going to be paid for 8 hours because they get paid for each hour or part of an hour that they work. So the final thing we need to do is we need to do 8, which is the number of hours they get paid for, times by £8.20, £8.20, which is the pay per hour, and that is going to be 8 times 8.2, 65.6. 65.6, giving us our answer, guys, of £65.60. What do we think, team? Did we get that one? Did it make sense? Let me know. Yes, good work, Amelie. Good work, Cruzo. Good work, Sarah. It's a tough one, though, guys. It's a tough one. Let me know if you didn't get it, but if it makes sense now. Now, we are going to take a couple of moments break. And, guys, I'm going to ask you to please, please, please leave me a quick Trustpilot review. I'm going to put the link in the chat. I know there's lots of new people who weren't here a few weeks ago. And basically, a lot of the work that I do for free here on social media. And I really, really, really want to keep doing stuff for free. I also have a paid thing, which has just started, which basically is 2 hours of extra lives on a Wednesday, 2 hours of extra lives on a Thursday. You can check it out, MyGCSEMaths.com. It's called the Live Academy. But I really want to keep doing these free lives on a Monday all the way until the end of exams. The only way I can do that is if I can get enough reviews and get enough other things from it, basically, to be able to allow me to not spend the time on other things. So basically, if you want me to keep doing the lives, please leave me a quick review. Also, just if it's helping, there's been some really nice messages on there. And when I read the messages, it's very motivating. And yeah, it really spurs me forward to keep making stuff. So guys, if you could, please leave a quick review. If you click on it, I think it says about it being a trusted website or something. You can see in the link it's a Trustpilot review. It will just ask you to rate it. So yeah, guys, if you could, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to give a quick 2-minute break for this now, and then we're going to get cracking with the rest of the paper. And please don't only leave a review, but also write a quick message. Say what you like about the live stream, say if it's helping improve your grades especially. That would be really cool. I'm going to answer the questions in the chat now. Let's see. Yellow Yeti said it's 2020. The time is 2020. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but Joshua says, okay. A lot of people are or a few people are saying you need to divide by 3. So you don't need to divide by 3. You don't need to divide by 3. Why? Yeah, exactly. That's right, Aki. So the reason you don't divide by 3 is because this number of hours was the number of hours for each cleaner. So each cleaner is working for this many hours, 7.5 hours. So each cleaner is paid £8, and each cleaner is paid for 8 hours. So each cleaner is paid £8.20 per hour. So this is like the number of hours per cleaner, the pay per hour for each cleaner. So this is for the 1 cleaner as opposed to the 3. Thank you, Love Karaoke. Thank you to everybody else who left the reviews, guys. Yeah, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Where should we get going with the next question? Let's do question 12. This one's going to be good. Okay, guys, back in the room. Question number 12. Let's run it. Great question from user DI2 says, why 8 and not 7.5? The reason for that one, mate, is because it said they're paid for each hour or part of the hour that they work. So they get paid for the 7 hours, but they also get paid the 8th hour for that 0.5 that they used. Please don't spam the chat, guys. What do we think for this one? What do we think for this one? That last question generated a lot of questions and a lot of different answers. That sounds like some good progress, guys. GameX Pro says, do past papers help? Yes, they absolutely do. They absolutely do. It's the 3rd and final stage of the mastery system. I'm going to be releasing and talking about the mastery system next week. Actually, yeah, guys, I'm going to make a YouTube video explaining how to prepare for exams, the best way to revise and everything. But basically, yeah, past papers are fantastic. 3 stages. You need to understand the content, memorize the content, apply the content. Past papers are the 3rd stage. And they're absolutely the best way to revise for your exams. But you also need to do the single topic practice and the mixed topic practice to understand and memorize the content. That's a bit that a lot of people forget about, but it's a really important part of revision. But yeah, past papers ultimately are the best tool. Unknown OB2KO says, sir, how much is the extra live lessons you were talking about? So it's currently, so yeah, if you sign up today, I know I said this last week that it was the last day, but if you sign up today, it's £37. But at some point in the next few days, I just haven't had time to change it. £37 a month. It's about to increase a fair bit because we're going to double the extra live streams and loads of extra kind of add-ons and features, etc. So if you sign up today or tomorrow, it's probably not going to change tomorrow, but it probably will by the next day. It's £37 per month. And then yeah, but it's about to increase. So I don't want you to be disappointed if I say 37 now and then you check in a few days and it's more. Question 12. Answers in the chat for me, guys. And for anybody actually who's interested in that, if you just type in MyGCSEMaths Live Academy, that's what it's called. MyGCSEMaths Live Academy. That's how you can find it. Honestly, guys, I'm obviously biased, but it's so good. It's so good. For anybody who's in the chat who's already in there, there's only like 3, 4, 5, 6, or maybe 8 or 9 people signed up so far. It's really cool in there. It's really cool in there. So if you're interested in checking it out, like I say, I'd recommend doing it soon because it's about to go up a bit. Thank you, Amelie. Said it's actually really good. You should definitely do it. It's cool in there, guys. It's cool in there. There's also a community and loads of bonus extra support, but I'm not going to talk about it too much for now because I'm going to kind of launch it properly in a couple of weeks. Okay, I can see some answers going in the chat. Question number 12. This is a good one. Let's have a look. So, question number 12. Different ways to do this one. It's a nice little problem. It says RS and ST are two sides of a regular 12-sided polygon. Okay, RT is a diagonal of the polygon. That just means that it diagonally connects two of the points. Work out the size of angle STR. So STR. So it's going to be this angle here. How do we do this? Well, whenever we see a problem like this, which involves angles, and it involves a regular polygon, instantly we should be thinking about the angles, interior or exterior, in a regular polygon. There's a handy little formula that we can use here. And that formula tells us that the interior angle of a regular polygon is equal to the number of sides minus 2 times by 180 divided by the number of sides. So this part at the top tells us the sum of all of the interior angles. So the number of sides minus 2 times by 180. And then if we divide it by the number of sides, we work out one of them. So what we can do here is we can substitute in 12 because we have a 12-sided shape. So we can do 12 minus 2 times by 180 divided by the number of sides of 2. Now we can type this into the calculator. So 12 minus 2, which is 10, times 180 divided by 12, and we get 150. 150. Now what that tells us is that the interior angle here is 150 degrees. But where can we go from there? Well, if we look at this, we actually have an isosceles triangle. Two of these side lengths are the side lengths of the 12-sided shape. Therefore, they must be the same. Therefore, we must have an isosceles triangle. And what does that mean? Well, it means that these two angles also have to be the same. This angle and this angle both have to be the same. So we can do, using the fact that all of the angles in a triangle add up to 180, we can do 180 minus 150, which is 30, to work out these angles together. And then because they're the same, we can divide it by 2, 30 divided by 2, and that is going to give us 15 as our answer. Good work, guys. Good work if you got that one. Good work, Sherry. Good work, Mr. Loyand. Good work, Game Pro. Good work, Valley. Nice work, guys. You guys are cooking. Nicely done. Good work, Amelie, as well. How long do we have? About 7 minutes. Let's do this one. This one is a great revision question. Question 19. Our last question of the day. Let's see what we can do. Game Pro said, thank you for explaining. That was helpful. My pleasure. So glad I could help. Wow. Love Karaoke said, oh, let's go. This live ends when I start my English tuition. Good timing. Very good timing. Mr. Loyne said, sir, do you watch football? Not really. Not really into football. But I do really like the UFC and the F1. Especially the UFC. Question 19, guys. Please give this a good go. It's our last question of the day. We want to finish on a strong, or finish on a high. Let's see what it says. It says a triangle has vertices, which means corners, P, Q, and R. The coordinates of P, Q, and R are these. The first thing that I'm thinking is, let's just sketch this out. My maths teacher at school, guys, I mean, I had one good one, but one was absolutely terrible. It was quite a bad experience. And I can't believe I'm not, oh no, I'm gonna have to say it now. He used to say, if it's tricky, draw a picky, which is actually not bad advice. He was a terrible teacher. I used to really not like him very much, but it's quite good advice. So yeah, let's draw it out because we've been given the coordinates. We can draw them roughly on a coordinate grid. So Q is 1, 4, so 1 across 4 up. So let's say this is Q, and this is 1, 4. And then we have R, which is 5 minus 2, so 5 across minus 2 down. Let's draw it something like here. So R as 5 minus 2. And then we have P as minus 3 minus 6. So minus 3 minus 6, somewhere like this. Okay, and this is a triangle. And people asking how many marks it is, it's a 4-mark question. It then says M is the midpoint of PQ. And this one was P, wasn't it? So PQ. So M is the midpoint of PQ, so it's somewhere here. And let's work out the coordinates of the midpoint. How do we work out the coordinates of the middle of 2 points, guys? We add the 2 points together, and then we divide it by 2. So working out the midpoint of PQ, we add the coordinates together and divide it by 2. So we could say M, which is here. So M is going to be, add the 2 x coordinates, we have minus 3 plus 1, and then divide it by 2. The 2 y coordinates, minus 6 plus 4, and then divide it by 2. And then I'm going to simplify that. So minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2, divided by 2 is minus 1. Minus 6 plus 4 is minus 2, and divided by 2 is also minus 1. So the coordinates there are minus 1. Minus 1. What about N? Well, N is the midpoint of QR. So N is somewhere over here. So let's call this N. This is the midpoint of QR. Let's do the same thing. So for N, let's add them together. So 1 plus 5 over 2. And then 4 plus minus 2. So 4 minus 2 over 2 as well. So N is 1 plus 5 is 6, over 2 is 3. 4 minus 2 is 2, over 2 is 1. So it's the point 3, 1. 3, 1. Now let's have a look at the question. The question says, prove that MN, so from this point to this point, is parallel to PR, so from this point to this point. Well, what do we know? We know for parallel lines, the gradient is the same. I know this one's tough, guys. Stay with me. Parallel lines, gradient's the same. Well, how do we work out the gradient of a line between 2 points? Well, gradient equals change in y divided by change in x. Or in other words, rise over run. Okay, I'm going to pause now. I'm going to answer any questions that we have in the chat, because I know I've kind of didn't say I was going to explain this, but I've given a lot of it away. So we're now on to the final part. What do we think, team? We're not finished yet. Zion, I can see, has got an answer in the chat. Good work. Nice Yellow Yeti. That's a great name, by the way, Yellow Yeti. Sam said, I got the midpoint bit right. No clue about the rest. That's why I wanted to do this in 2 sections. Because now we basically need to show that MN, so like this line here, is parallel to PR, this line here. We're going to work out both of the gradients. So the gradient of mn. So gradient of mn is going to be equal to, let's go from m to n, the change in y divided by the change in x. Well, what's the change in y? We go from -1 in the y direction to +1, so we add 2. So the change in y is 2. Change in x, we go from -1 in the x direction to +3, so the change is +4. The change is +4. What about the gradient of? The gradient of the other one, which was PR. Well, this is equal to, from P to R, from change in y, -6 to -2 is +4, over change in x, -2 to 5. Have I made a mistake here? -2 to 5 is 7, which is not the same. Guys, did I make a silly mistake? Where did I make a mistake? Ah, look, there you go. Look, can you see? -3. And I knew that I made the mistake. Why? Because it should have been parallel. They should have been the same. So this coordinate here, that's my bad, is -3. I'm sure you guys were going crazy in the chat letting me know. Sorry, I missed that for now. But yeah, it should be -3. So -3 to 5 is 8. And that's what you want to do in your exam, guys. If you do make a mistake, stay composed, have a look at it, see where things went wrong, and then take it from there. Now, simplifying, this gradient is a half. This gradient is also a half. So the gradients are the same. So they must be parallel. Guys, talk to me in the chat. How did we find that one? Did we get it? Was it confusing? Did my mistake wind you up? Were you sitting there thinking, oh, come on, man? Let me know. And that, guys, is going to be our final question of the day. But I'm going to be sticking around today for 5 to 10 minutes for a little bit of a Q&A, just to answer any of your questions. And also to do this setup photos, because I think it's going to be really cool. Amelie said, OMG, this makes so much sense. Thank you. You're very welcome. Yellow Yeti says, thank you. You're very welcome. Lil Face said, the wheel. Absolutely. Do the wheel. I will do the wheel, but I'm going to do it in 5 or 10 minutes, okay? Yellow Yeti says, where can we send the setup photos? Daily Increase says, honestly, just here for the nostalgia. Honestly, guys, pay attention. This guy's a goat. I managed to get a grade 6, 8 marks from a 7. I managed to get into a nice course. Make sure you're all paying attention. Daily Increase, good to have you, my friend. Pleasure to have you. You're always welcome back. Brilliant, brilliant. Tesney says, you didn't do it last week. Honestly, Tesney, I completely forgot. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes. We have a few things to do. Number 1, guys, submit your setups. So the first thing that we're going to do at the end of today's session, the maths is officially over. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to submit setups. Is it going to be easier for you all? No, I'm not going to do it by number. You know how to use email, don't you? So matt@mygcseMaths.com. So guys, this is my email address. So what's the setup photos? Am I going to have an easy way to pull them up? Oh yeah, guys. Okay, let me do this actually. I need this to open in the correct place, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Good. Okay, guys, just give me 2 seconds. I'm just pulling something up to show you exactly what I mean. It's just loading. It's just loading. And I'm going to put it on the screen. There we go. I think you guys are going to find it cool, to be honest. Look at this. Hopefully this goes smoothly. Guys, can you see that? It should be loading now. Can you see my screen? Don't take the setup photos while this is up. I'm going to go back to the paper. Don't take them while this is up. But basically, I've had permission from all of these people to show it on the stream. It's lagging a bit. But basically, guys, last year I asked people to submit photos of their setup using MyGCSEMaths. This is last exam season. So I'm going to ask you guys now to do the same thing All of these have all given me permission. By the way, by sending me the photo, you're also giving me permission to show it on the live stream. So I need to make that very clear. By sending me the photo, you're also giving me permission to show it on the live stream. But guys, simple setups are really cool. So my favorite setups, like look at this. This is just cool. Somebody with the Greg socks on. So basically, guys, send your setup photos to matt@mygcsemaths.com. All that you need to do, I'm going to go back to the paper now. There we go. All that you need to do is to take the photo of your setup, however you want, and then send it to me by email, matt@mygcsemaths.com, and I'm going to show them all on the stream next week. WB Edit said I'm on my bed. That's absolutely fine. I like the ones with, I mean, the high-tech ones are cool. Someone had it on a projector on the wall. Someone had it on a TV. Someone had it on an Apple Vision Pro. But I really like the simple ones as well. So guys, send your setup photos to matt@mygcsemaths.com. I'm going to quickly, I need this to also go on the right screen. I'm going to quickly tell you if I've received any, just so you know if they're coming through, if you're trying to send it. So you can just take the photo on your phone and then send it by email on your phone to matt@mygcsemaths.com. Yeah, cool. Yellow Yeti says, Apple Vision Pro is crazy. Yeah, Apple Vision Pro was crazy. That was a bit of a pinch me moment. And the funny thing is as well, so I was like showing another setup at the same time as they took the screenshot. So in the screenshot, it was somebody had like a chicken korma that they were eating during the stream. So the screenshot of the Apple Vision Pro has a chicken korma in it, guys. It's so funny. Cruzo Flow says sent. Okay, I just got one through from Hytham Belelia Harris. Okay, but I can't see the live on it. You need to have the live on the thing. Very cool setup. It's a very cool room. But you want to put the photo of the live stream on it, like with your laptop or iPad or whatever you're doing it on. Okay. And I'll let you guys know as they come through. The next thing, what was the next thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, the next thing was the Live Academy. So I'm going to speak more about the Live Academy in a few weeks. I don't want to bang on about it too much. I know I mentioned last week that it was the final day that it was going to be the lower price. That's extended. Why? Because to be honest, guys, I've been so busy making worksheets that I just haven't had time to change the prices and stuff. So if you are thinking about signing up, I do have let me just give a quick screen share. What's the best way to do this? Maybe I'll just go on the website. So you can find the details here. Let me go full screen. So this is mygcsemaths.com. Soon, guys, it's going to have a bunch of free resources inside of here, which I'm just showing you. So this is my view, but you can see at the moment, this is all free. If I go view course, basically, you can see that I have videos at the moment for every single topic. So every single topic is covered for free with these really short videos. There's 400 of them. Now, over the next week, I'm also adding a lot of worksheets for these single topics and for the mixed practice, which is going to be really cool. This is supposed to be secret because it's coming soon. But I also have this Live Academy. So to show you that, I'm going to go over here. Basically, if you're interested, you can go on mygcsemaths.com and check it out. If you have a tutor, I would really, really encourage you to think about this, because a lot of people who I speak to are not really that happy with how their tutoring is going. This is basically an alternative to tutoring, which I've designed to be way more effective, more enjoyable, and also half the price. So that was the whole idea with the Live Academy. Basically, you get access to a bunch of stuff. The website is going to be updated over the next week with all of the features. But as part of this, I do 4 hours of live streams a week. So I go through a full foundation paper every Wednesday from 5 till 7 and a full higher paper every Thursday from 5 to 7. So it's starting this week, which is why this is a bit out of date. It's going to be updated. But basically, you can see at the moment, there's a free trial and then £37 a month. The price is about to go up because the amount of lives are about to go up as well. I'm just telling you this now so that you can sign up now if you want to secure the lower price. Guys, yeah, what do you think of the website? What do you think of the website? I can see some stuff in the chat. Carmel says, lovely website, bro, lit. Very nice. Thank you, WXSet said, love the website. Yeah, I'm so glad, guys, that you like it. It was a labor of love getting it done. So the main things to see on here are, this is where all the resources are going to be. So you come on here, MyGCSEMaths.com. You can click access the resource library, which takes you to the free resources, or explore the live academy. This one is the live classes that I was just talking about. So we have the free resources, we have the paid resources. And yeah, if you want to check out the details, you can come on here. This is outdated because this is the version for the lower price of £37 a month. The price is about to double because we're adding way more content and stuff. So you only know the features because I'm saying them, not because they're on the website, if that makes sense. But it's all going to be updated in the next couple of days. Now, any questions? Yellow Yeti said, love the aesthetics. Matcha said, the best is so cool. Leia said, it's very cool. Very cool. Matcha says, the best website. Awesome. Amelie said, so with the live academy each month, does the money go in automatically or do my parents have to manually pay each month? Good question. So it's a subscription, so it will just take it out automatically. Yeah, that's cool, Carmel. I think it's what I want to do is I always want to still do, really good free lives on a Monday. And then also do the live academy as a bonus because, yeah, I mean, for obvious reasons. Lil Faye said, the wheel next. Let's go. So, spin the wheel time, guys. What's the wheel? The wheel is basically, I need to just pull it up. Spin the wheel picker. Basically, every single week, I'm also going to give away one space in the live academy, just because I think it's a little bit fun to have at the end of the live streams. So we are now going to do, to be honest, I need to figure out how to set it up. Let me just put it on the screen and you guys can probably help me set it up. There we go. So these are not the right names. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do a giveaway. So guys, if you can, let me just check the chat quickly. WXSet said, what time does the live start on a Monday? Every week, 5:30. I wish this ad wasn't here. It doesn't look very cool, but oh, that was cool. Okay, guys, so how do we enter the giveaway? At the end of every session, we throw a little party. What's the party? You spam the chat full of as many good vibe emojis as we can. Dancer emojis, disco emojis, whatever your favorite emoji is. And I'm going to just put people's names at random from the chat into the spinner who have put emojis in. Then I'm going to spin the spinner. And yeah, whoever comes up wins. I'm getting tired now, guys, if you can't tell. So spam the chat full of the emojis. I'm going to enter everybody in. We have Lil Faye. We have Key. We have Cruzo. We have Yellow Yeti. We have Mr. Loyand. We have Anjali. We have Sherry. We have Zain Mahmood. We have Mitshua. We have Valerio. Louise. We have Unknown. This is a great song I have on. What was that? Unknown something. OB2KO. We have WB Edits. We have Dexter White. We have Robin. And we have Sam.66. We have Tiara. We have Miyamura. We have Tesni. We have Soft. W3M. Okay, guys, and that is everybody who's going to be entered for today. If I didn't enter you, I'm sorry. I was just picking random names. Now, let's get a drum roll, please. Can we put some little drum emojis in the chat for me, guys? Let's get some drum emojis in the chat. Oh. Let's see. And how do is it this button to spin it? Add wheel results. I'm guessing it's this. Oh, no, click to spin. Okay. Click to spin, guys. Let's get drum roll in the chat. Cruzo Flow with the drums. Ibrahim with the drums. Miyamura with the drums. Okay, guys, let's spin it. 3, 2, 1. We're spinning. Who have we got? Oh, it's close. And it is Dexter White. Congratulations. Guys, let's get a quick clapping emoji in the chat, please. No bad vibes. No complaining that we didn't get it. Let's have some clapping in the chat for Dexter White. Dexter, if you send me an email to matt@mygcsemaths.com, and you just need to send a screenshot of your YouTube to show that you're actually Dexter White. So just screenshot the page and send me the photo, and I'll send you a Live Academy membership. Nice, guys. I love the energy. Fashion Div, Amelie, sorry. W Edits, Mr. Loyand, Valerio, Cruz, Yellow Yeti, Matcha, Zine. Nice, Maria. Nice, Sinkik New, Tiara, Miyamura. Tesni said, can we do it twice? Because, like, you didn't do it last week. Guys, we're going to do it twice. We're going to do it twice because we didn't do it last week. I forgot to do it last week, and you are right. So let's get some more drums in the chat, and I'm going to spin the wheel again. Let's see. Drum roll, please, guys. Drums in the chat. Drums in the chat. You were right. You were right. Was that Tesni that picked me up on that? Because we forgot. I completely forgot last week. Yellow Yeti, Tiara, Matcha, Cruzo Flow. Let's get the drums in the chat, guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see. And it is Valerio Louise. Come on, guys. Let's get some clapping emojis in the chat. Fantastic. Congratulations, Valerio. And like I say, screenshot your YouTube for me. Send me that screenshot to matt@mygcsemaths.com, and I'll send you it over. Nice, guys. Congrats, Valeria, says Carmel. Matcha Cruzo. Guys, I love the energy here. The energy here is so, so nice. And the prize is the membership to the Live Academy until the end of exams. So, guys, like I say, if you're interested, sign up in the next couple of days because so many features are about to be added. The price is about to massively jump. If you get it for $37 a month, to be honest, it's crazy, crazy value. I mean, it's still crazy value anyway, but 37, you know, is way low. So yeah, think about it, but be quick. Ask your parents, explain that the extra features are about to be added and stuff. And it'll be a pleasure to have any of you join me or join us because we have a growing community in there and people are doing bits. Thank you, ThinkIck. Hey, Valerio, you're welcome. Make sure you send me the email, though, so I can send you the login details. Amelie says, thank you for the live today and see you on Thursday. That's right, Amelie. Yellow Yeti, you're very welcome. Zaina, you are welcome. Guys, I'm going to say goodbye for this evening. Fantastic job. It's been a pleasure as always. Next live is next Monday, unless you're joining me on Thursday. Actually, Wednesday. So remember, guys, if you are in the Live Academy, remember Wednesday this week as well, Wednesday and Thursday, because so far it's only been the Thursdays. I've not put it in the platform yet, but Wednesday and Thursday this week and every week moving forwards. Okay, Mr. Loyand. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Mia Mora. Zaina. Comma4 said, thank you, I enjoyed this. Hey, my pleasure. Goodbye, Soft. Next live, next Monday. Matcha, you're very welcome. Thank you. Goodbye, Valley. Goodbye, Anjal. Kurzal said, adios, amigos. Goodbye, Mia Morris, Sherry. Ibrahim says, love, man. Yes, sir. You're very welcome, Zane. Okay, guys, for now, I'm going to say adios, arrivederci. Ciao, ciao, ciao. I will catch you next Monday.